Balatro. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. You read the title, you saw the thumbnail, you know what's going on. It's Balatro Challenge Run. It's on white stake because I don't hate myself, and also I had to get this done because I had this idea months ago, and yeah, anyway, I decided to play this on 2 times speed because this run took like about an hour, and I value your time as well as mine. But here we go. I was lucky to pick up a Gross Michelle pretty early. This wasn't the first run I did. This was probably like the 3rd or 4th. Thankfully the previous runs died pretty early. But yeah, I opened up a Spectral pack just because I need to try and get something going. I decided to pick up the Wraith, and I get really lucky. It gave me the order. You know, times 3 mult if I play a straight, which is the only hand I'm going to be playing. So, you know, it's perfect. And with the Gross Michelle giving me plus mult, I've got the times mult. I'm set for, you know, probably an ante or 2 until the Gross Michelle inevitably breaks, but like, if I get the Cavendish later, that would be even better. But I don't really need to worry about most of the boss blinds either, because if I have my I forget what thought I was saying. Anyway, look at that, I picked up a Joker that gives me chips if I play a straight, which is also great because that means even if I end up encountering a boss blind where I have to play a hand where every card is debuffed, I'll still get a pretty good score because all of my score is coming from the Jokers. I get the chips, the plus mult, and the times mult all in the Jokers themselves. So at this point I'm just trying to play the best straight that I can. There we go, straight flush. Really good. The Cavendish, or not the Cavendish, the Gross Michelle, it died pretty early. At this point, my biggest concern is money, so I pick up Chaos the Clown, just to get some free rerolls in the shop. I want to be getting the tarot cards more often. I think I picked up the Tarot Merchant. If I haven't picked up the Tarot Merchant already, I will soon. But yeah, it's just a matter of discarding a ton. A Royal Flush is still a straight, even though it doesn't have straight in the name. It's still a straight, so it counts. And then I go ahead and I pick up the Mystic Summit, plus 15 mult, which is exactly the same that the Gross Michelle had, so it's basically just replacing the Gross Michelle. I just need to make sure I use up all my discards first, which can be dangerous sometimes. If I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to make the score in the next hand, I'm running the risk of not being able to play a straight after that. And also, I pause randomly in the middle of this because I was recording this while in a voice call with some friends, and they distracted me with, like, videos and stuff. So I just kind of paused playing the game to watch a video or two. And, yeah, never really thought to pause the recording. You see, you know, I'm still able to, like, oh yeah, wasteful. That's nice. That means that I'm going to be guaranteed to get more chances to get a straight. It's one of the harder hands to get. Previously I used to always go for flushes because they were easy, but they don't scale very well. You don't really have that many Jokers that affect flushes, but you do have a lot of Jokers that affect straights, which is nice. I'm really considering, you know, weighing the options here with this Jumbo Arcana pack, because I only have $8, but I get really lucky with a Soul, and then I get kind of unlucky getting Canio, that Joker is not going to help me very much. I would have much preferred, I think it's Yorick, the one that scales when you discard, because I'm going to be discarding all the time. At this point, I don't have any way to destroy face cards consistently to scale Canio. And I don't know if I want to pivot my strategy for that. So for now, I'm just going to leave him there and just continue playing straights. Getting my score off of all that. The splash is absolutely useless to me. I pick up a shortcut, yeah. And I sell Chaos the Clown for it. The shortcut is really nice, because that means that I can... I don't need to have all of the exact ones. So it's more likely for me to be able to play a straight, because I can skip a number or two. Only one number at a time, though. So, I could do Ace, Queen, Jack, 9, if I had to. But I couldn't do Ace, Queen, Jack, 8. The shortcut doesn't let you do that. So, yeah, it's just a matter of... At this point, it's just a matter of choosing which cards to discard, try and get the best straight that I can. Maybe play a straight or two and, without triggering the Mystic Summit when it seems easy and appropriate, because I want to make sure I don't, lose, but also my big scores when I have no discards left. I'm considering getting the Judgment here, but I decide to use Death to get another Queen, turn one of the twos into a Queen, because at this point I'm thinking I'm going to be playing the highest one first. Oh yeah, I sold Canio to pick up the Haining Chad, because Canio is not helping me at all, but at least the Haining Chad will help a little bit. There's not really much point in me doing re-triggers, because, again, my score isn't coming from the cards that I play, it's mainly coming from the jokers that trigger because I play a straight. Again, a long awkward pause because I was distracted by something. I was considering... I decided that I should be allowed to play a high card, as long as I don't ever upgrade high card or anything. I should be allowed to do that if I run out of discards, just because I don't want to be here all day. So I sell the Devious, I think it was Devious Joker, the one that just gives me plus 100 chips if I play a straight, and take the runner instead, because at this point it's only giving me plus 15 chips, but it gets more every time I play a straight. So I'm also playing straights even though I still have discards left to intentionally not trigger the Mystic Summit, because I want to play more hands to be able to get the runner giving me more chips per hand. Yeah. It's just Balatro things at this point. I'm also... Oh yeah, I'm looking at my deck, because now I have more options. It means that I have more things to consider, like, do I want to go to try and skip the 10 and get a straight like this, or should I go for a potentially easier, different straight? Oh yeah, superposition is really nice here. So I'm aiming for straights with aces high anyway, and then superposition is just going to be giving me tarot cards for doing what I want to do anyway. I decide to use the strength to get rid of my 7s, because 7 I'm never going to use at this point. Because now, mainly I'm going to be going for aces high straight, but then I might also go for an aces low straight, so like ace, 2, 3, 4, and 5, because that would also trigger superposition. Which means that I kind of regret turning one of those 2s into a queen earlier, but it's not that big of a deal, honestly. But yeah, I just want to play a straight that includes an ace as often as possible, sell the tarot cards that I don't use for money, because I don't have a way to make money right now. unfortunately. And I'm not sure why I didn't go for that straight there, but... Oh yeah, okay. I'm deciding I want to use up all of my discards to trigger the Mystic Summit. And... ooh, a Wheel of Fortune! Nice! You always use the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, and I got foil on the superposition. That's nice. I consider buying the Crystal Ball, but I ultimately pass on it, because even though I am getting tarot cards a lot, I'm only getting one at a time, so I always have the option to like decide to use it or to sell it. At some point, I'm going to want to be buying the standard packs, actually, because I want to... because I'm going to be removing cards from my deck, you know, getting rid of like 8, 7, and 6, mainly, and then I'm going to want to add more cards to my deck to make it up. Especially, you know, the cards that I want, just to make it easier for me to get the straights, so I don't need to use as many discards, even though at this point I am using all of my discards anyway, no matter what, because of the Mystic Summit, which means that I want to swap that out for a better card at some point. One that gives me a better plus mold. Regular Joker now. The Seed Money, that kind of fixes my money problems. Magician, yeah, I mean, you gotta go with the lucky cards. You just have to do it. So yeah, I'm gonna play as many straights as I can, even though I don't have as many discards, even though I haven't used all my discards yet, because I want to trigger superposition, and I also want to, you know, I want to strengthen the runner. I'm not exactly sure what the idea behind it is, being triggered by straights. I think it's because, like, he builds up speed by running on a straight, I think? I don't know. I know how to use it, and that's all I need to know. Oh yeah, I'm also gonna start opening Celestial packs at this point, because I'm not as worried about money. As long as I keep my money above a certain point, I'll be making enough from interest that I can afford a pack or two every shop. That'll be really nice. I'm sure I must get a better way of making money eventually, right? I don't remember. Here we go. I did consider, like, cutting this up just for, like, the highlights, but I don't know, that felt a little disingenuous. I wanted to have, like, the whole thing uncut. Oh yeah, I'm considering which cards I can risk turning into glass. And I decided to pass on turning any of them into glass right now. The Fool is nice. Right now it's looking at Jupiter, so I open up a Celestial pack, see if I can get... I think it's Saturn that increases your straights. So I use Pair because I'm not allowed to use Pluto. Because, you know, I'm using High Card as extra discards if I need it. Pick up a nice Gold Seal 10. I can only play one hand, so I'm definitely going to use all of my discards first. I can't risk anything. I can't, you know, I can't like try to build the runner here. This is a boss blind after all. I'm not really worried about being able to make it, but here we go. I made 2 glass cards by using the Fool, hoping that the lucky card, it triggers the plus 20 mold, and then the Jack times it by 2, and it's it. I got 97,000 there. Look at that! Wow. I considered taking the Ramen at first. Cyclomancy. Yeah, I mean, it won't hurt, right? Worst case scenario, I can just discard one at a time to use up my discards, so I can use the Mystic Summit. more lucky cards, always nice. Four Fingers, I considered taking this for a while. It would make it easier for me to get straights. I wouldn't have to discard as much, but I'm using all of my discards every blind anyway. So, like, it's another Joker slot that I'd rather use on it, because what would I replace it with? Shortcut is too valuable to me. I feel like the shortcut is more valuable than Four Fingers. Superposition is definitely staying. The Order, I don't even consider getting rid of that. That's the main card of this run. Mystic Summit, I might get rid of for something better later. Runner, I've put a lot of effort into Runner at this point, so I don't really want to use it. Ooh, okay. I consider getting another Wraith, but I don't know which one I would want to sell. And also, the Wraith is not guaranteed to give me a card that I want. I got insanely lucky early on. So, I decide... What exactly do I decide? I think I've decided I'm going to use Cryptid. But I'm trying to decide, I want to use Death first. I'm trying to decide if maybe there would be a better time later on. I decided to use Death here. Use the Fool to get another Death. And then... Oh yeah, I'm looking at the exact numbers of each card that I have. I decided to use Death later on somewhere else. Like right here, presumably. Get rid of the 7s, because those are the ones that I'm definitely never going to play. Or at least, I'm highly unlikely... No, I'm definitely never going to play a 7 with this deck, because I'm always going for straights. I want an ace as often as I can. I can skip cards if I need to with shortcut, but like I have so many discards at this point because I've got the Recyclomancy. Ooh, Emperor's nice. Mime and Blackboard, neither of those help me. Of these cards, I think the most useful would be the 2, actually. Because I might go for like the lower straight, including the ace. Which card do I get? I grabbed the Jack here. Alright, and then Wheel of Fortune, nice. And then the Devil, I'll hang on to that. Oh no, all diamond cards are debuffed. I'm not worried about my cards being debuffed. Because as long as I play a straight, I get all of my chips from the runner anyway. And then I get all of my molt from the Mystic Summit and the Order anyway. So... yeah, here we go. Play a straight. I was kind of hoping that it wouldn't be enough to beat that one. Cartomancer, I might. Clearance Sale is just free money. Saturn, nice. Open the Arcana pack. What exactly do I use here? Okay. Use the Chariot and the Devil there just to free up the space so that when I play another straight later on, the superposition can actually give me a tarot card. And I decide to go for Death, I think. Yeah. No. I forget which one that was that I did. Oh well. I did something there. I think I got rid of my last 7 just now. And now we're back to just discarding everything until I can play a straight with an ace. Play a straight with an ace. Get a tarot card. It's not a tarot card I want, so I sell it. Temperance, free money. Love it. Opening up more standard packs. I decided to go for the Purple Seal Jack. Even though the lucky card is tempting, I go for the Purple Seal Jack. And then here, I mean, that's a really nice 10 there. Chaos the Clown came back. I'm not picking him up again. I don't have the space, unfortunately, and like, my money is okay. My money is good enough. And now here we are again. It's a discard simulator town in here, I guess, something along those lines. I decided that I want to play the Gold Seal 10 instead of the what is it, the bonus, the multiplier 10. Ooh, there's a Wheel of Fortune. Aw, man. Well, let's create some planets. I have to sell the Pluto. I sell the other one as well. Saturn, nice. Arcana pack, nothing I want except the High Priestess. Saturn is nice. Sell the Mars. Just because I'm not horribly worried about money now, it doesn't mean, like, that I am going to waste planet cards that I know I'm never going to benefit from. The only way I can benefit from it is by selling it. Here we go. I want to hang on to that too for the free money. Put the Queen at the end, just in case any of the lucky cards trigger, but they don't, and it's fine. The last card doesn't break. I get the Sun, which is not necessary for me, because I don't care what suit my cards are. In fact, if anything, I want them all to be different suits, because at this point I've been increasing the level of straight. I haven't been increasing the level of straight flush. So it might get to a point where it's going to be better for me to play a straight as opposed to a straight flush. Even though the straight flush is just at its base level so much better. Like, I pull so many aces. I have a lot of aces in this deck. Yeah, as long as the Queen is to the right of the King, it'll work, but I decided to not risk it. Oh look, the Lucky Queen triggered its plus molt. Erosion, I don't think I'm gonna get good enough for the erosion. Nothing I really want, so I skip it. I think what I want to do is use the Emperor, so I'd rather have a lucky card as opposed to it's not a bonus card. I forget what it's called for the plus molt ones. Let's use the Magician. I think I'm saving the Fool for something else later. Probably a Death or Strength. Sell the Star. Yeah, I decided to save the Fool for now. And then I changed my mind. Get more lucky Ace of Spades. Because, you know, I'm feeling lucky. You know? I've triggered the lucky cards often enough. And I pulled the Steel Ace, that's nice. Hanged Man will be useful later, so I'm going to hang on to it. Empress will be useful as soon as I've used the Hanged Man. Oh, and here we go. Fortune Teller. Plus 29 molt, just because I've used so many tarot cards. So it's already better than the Mystic Summit, which I've had for so long. Because it's more molt, and it's with every hand now, instead of just if I have 0 discards left. Let me see. Yeah, so I decided to start getting rid of the lower cards in the deck at this point, because, I mean, I've buffed and copied so many of the higher cards. Oh yeah, here we go. We're on ante-8. There we go. We flipped and shuffled all the jokers, and I'm like, I have no idea where the order is because I forgot to, like, hang on to it. Because if you grab onto it right as the this boss blind starts, it'll stay in your, you know, in your hand. It'll stay holding on to it by, like, moving it around. I forgot to do that. It was furthest to the left. Doesn't matter. I still beat it in one hand. So, yeah, there we go. And then, those are the cards that I had. The jokers that I used. That was my straight Balatro run. It was fun. It wasn't hard, just because it was white stake. But I did get really easy with the order. I mean, I did get really lucky. I decided to go to Endless mode, and I do get as far as ante 10. With the big blind, I end up in a situation where I can't make a straight. And it just felt poetic that I lost by playing the one polychrome card that I had.